before we dive into sexuality, I wanted to pause and say hello to my family. I know you guys are all watching
Oh
this.
my God, hi.
And
Nice
this
to meet
is
you.
me officially coming out to you guys. I like women. I like, because they don't know this, I like men and
Wait,
everything.
They don't know?
They don't know. And I'm terrified of them. So
Wait, I know.
you know, my friends know. But anyway, yeah, I've been in a long-term relationship with a woman before and I didn't say anything because I'm very scared of you guys. But Thanksgiving is either gonna be really awkward because we're all gonna collectively ignore this, or someone's gonna have the balls to tell me, Alyssa, you're gonna go to hell. And to that, I say, see you there. I love you.
I
First
love
question.
you, but see you there.
Yeah.
Wow, we're just starting off strong.
We are.
Wow, I'm so proud of you.
Thank
this
you.
is a
I
wild.
got a flag. Wait, you can have.
Yeah! Oh my God, I'm so proud.
Thank
Is this
you.
the bi flag?
This is a pansexual flag.
Pansexual
So
flag.
so pansexual means you like women, you like men, and just anybody that is without gender identity or whatever they want to align themselves with.
She's just a lover.
I'm just a lover, honestly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I didn't know you were
Okay.
pansexual. I thought you
Yeah.
were bi. That's so cool.
You know, I would say that I'm pretty fluid when it comes to my sexuality. I thought it was bi, and then it turned to pansexual, and then bi again. But regardless, I am not straight, and I haven't been since I was like 4.
How did you know? I want to hear about this whole process of you
Okay.
figuring it out.
Okay.
You telling your family now, that's a big first step. And I'm sure some people watching can relate to the fear of
Yeah.
letting your family know.
There's a lot of fear, especially in Asian families, like Filipino families. A lot of us grew up with Catholicism, and in those communities, there is this hard-stuck belief that if you are gay, you're gonna go to hell. So it was hard, and if it does get brought up, I don't know what I'm gonna say, but I have cousins that are like 10 toes down for me, and that will just have my back. So how I know I liked women, I guess that's gonna be the first question, how I knew I like women and how that spread to being pansexual.
Yeah.
So it was when I was 4 to 5 years old, and I'm gonna change her name because we don't out people, especially on this podcast. Her name was Anna.
Okay.
So Anna was my neighbor. She lived a couple houses down, and we would do absolutely everything together. Like we would go to the field and play with ladybugs together.
Aw.
We would go over each other's houses. She had a pet pig that was really cute, and I pet. And then we would sit on the sidewalk, eat ice cream together, just all of that. So we were friends for years until one day I went over to her house and we were like, it always starts like this, I swear to God. We played a game together, and that game just escalated to us kissing. And when we were kissing, we just kissed in other places. And then that's just how that sprung to be.
How old were you?
I was like 4 or 5. No, not 4. I was definitely like 5 or 6 years old. And I just remember not feeling disgusted by it. I felt my heart racing and I'm like, oh, I want to continue this. So that's why I say when people say being a gay.
You're like a baby.
Yeah, when being gay, well, that's why when people say being gay is a choice, it isn't, because at that age, I was just like, I like being around women and I like doing stuff with them. So that was my first encounter. And then my second encounter was when I moved years later. I was still a kid at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not gonna out this person either. Her hypothetical name was Natalie. And Natalie was a friend that we would ride our bikes together in the neighborhood, and we would just go to the park and play with each other. And one day we were playing house with each other while we were playing with brats. And it was a dry humping age. We just started dry humping each other. So well, I mean, when you're a kid, you have like no inhibitions. Like you just don't care and you just do what feels right. So we were playing house and I was like, yeah, I'm the mom and you're the dad.
And it's time to get dirty.
It's time to get it going.
Okay. Honestly, you talking about this is blowing my mind because I'm also going to share something I haven't talked about ever.
Can you?
Oh, I've been waiting for the podcast to talk about.
Let it roll out. Let's hear it.
That's so crazy. So,
What's
I'm
your
straight.
Okay.
I'm very straight, but the first person I've ever had a sexual encounter with was a girl.
Oh my god.
Yes. It was a
Okay.
family friend's daughter. They babysat us a lot, and so I think she just one day was like, "Hey, Rachel, come here. I want to show you something." And then she just like went to town.
Went to town? What is that?
Oh, she went down, bro.
Wait,
I definitely enjoyed it,
Oh.
which is, but I'm not gay. I
Yeah.
definitely, it's weird. It was like explorative, and I just never had any interest to like hook up with girls moving forward ever. It was just my first experience, and
Yeah.
it's weird
Oh my gosh.
because I feel like, your first encounter like that,
Yeah.
I should be into women. Why am I not? But don't get me wrong, I appreciate women. I think I can see a beautiful woman right in front of me, right? As Gas and Alyssa. For the audio listeners, you guys don't even understand how beautiful Alyssa looks today.
Oh my god. Stop. You're making me blush.
But yeah, I just,
Yeah.
that definitely, opened up my eyes to sexual feelings early on.
Have you ever took the Kinsey scale test?
No, what is that?
So the Kinsey scale test, my ex-girlfriend, she was older than me, she made me take it. And basically it's a test that's like a rectangle, and half of it is white and half of it is gray. And it's made up of like 6 different blocks from...
I feel like I need a visual
Samson,
diagram.
Can you put up like a graph of the Kinsey scale when we're airing this? But
Whoa.
it's a dated test that depends on like how, in layman terms, how gay you are. So
Am I gay?
you can take the test. It's
There's
like
definitely a spectrum.
yeah, there's a spectrum. And
Right.
so I fall in 3 because I like women, men, whatever you identify as. So I'm really curious to see if you are really straight or if like there's a little something if you might be a 1.
I just feel like I would have dated a woman by now. You know what I mean?
I feel like you don't have to date a woman though to know if you just want to have
But-
fun with one.
Yeah.
But if you are
it's like,
100%
I have
straight,
no
I respect
issue.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've just
yeah.
never. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
You like dick.
I do. I'm a dick loving girl.
Oh God.
I'm also like such a submissive type, I just love like
Wait.
a big
You're sub?
man,
yeah.
I'm very submissive.
Oh my God.
I like to be,
I-
scolded, told what to do.
This is new information to me.
Are you a Dommy mommy?
I told you that I like tall, cute nerds, and something about them just being so awkward does something for me. And I'm like, I want to just tease you.
Oh my God.
Ache and edge. Foreplay.
Okay.
And whatnot. And
let's talk about hookups.
yeah, let's talk about hookups, all right?
Speaking of bad fucks, have
Do
you
you-
had a really bad hookup before?
Not really. So I'm a serial monogamous, or I was. For 12 years, I've been in back-to-back relationships with me being single at most for like a week or 2 weeks. So I've never really had that crazy girl era where I can just hook up and be on the streets. What about you?
I also I've only had long relationships. I also had 2 back-to-back on and off 5-year relationships.
5 years.
That's like
yeah.
all of my 20s, right?
Yeah.
Was in long relationships. And even before that, I was in a 3-year relationship. And so, yeah, I've never really had a real hoe phase.
Do
But
you wish you had a hoe phase?
I
because of
do.
that?
Well, technically, I tried to have one. I did.
You tried to have one?
I did.
What happened? How
I
do you...
downloaded Raya, a dating
Yeah.
app, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna sleep with somebody.
Yeah.
And I did, but it was after a couple dates, and
Yeah.
they were sweet and stuff, and then we boinked, and I realized I was like, yeah, I'm not into it, and then I learned I'm not really the type of person to just like hook up. But it didn't feel like a real hookup because it was after we saw each other a couple times,
Right.
and then we slept together. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should. I don't know. Maybe I should be more explorative.
What was the question again?
We don't even need to know. We're learning after reading the comments. We're not even gonna care about topics anymore. We're just gonna start rambling
Yeah,
because
we're gonna
apparently we were thinking about it too much.
We were, yeah.
Yeah. You know, I didn't start using a vibrator until like a few years ago.
What?
Yeah.
You didn't start using
I didn't know.
Are you just a penetration girl? Is that how you get off?
It's just I've been in relationships and usually I just use them.
Yeah,
but
that's
no,
what they're there for.
The power of vibrators. It really is. It's a teamwork thing.
It's a teamwork thing, and I can't, get off without one. So when they're doing the deed, like something has to be there. Well, because from pure okay. Anyway.
So now that you're in your single era,
yeah,
have you had any dates with any girls recently?
Okay,
any guys
I have
recently?
a bone to pick with this because I feel like I know what it's like to be a man now because I'm contacting women, I'm contacting femmes, masks, lesbians, and they are just not contacting me back. Like we match, and I'm messaging them and I'm like, okay, so what's your number? Because I'm really, when it comes to women, I like to be more dominant. Like I'll take you on a date, I'll take you to a restaurant.
Oh,
but like,
really?
Yeah, but as a man, you take me out on a date and you take me to a restaurant. Anyway, I'm asking them and there's this older woman and I was like, what's your number? We had a good flow and she stopped texting me and I'm like, what's going on? Like, I need me like a femme or there's a mask lesbian shortage right now. You guys are hiding somewhere. And I was talking to my other gay friends and they're like, bitch, they're all in their house. They're not out at the clubs. And I'm like, yeah.
Wait, why? Why is there a shortage?
Because they're all getting booed up.
Oh,
I
see.
Yeah.
Wow. Have you, thought about being more mask yourself or?
No, I love being a girl.
You love being very
I love
feminine?
dressing up. Yeah, I love being feminine. I thought about it when I was in high school because I would get really, I watched a lot of anime, right? And a lot of the guys in animes are super cute. Like, okay, stay with me. I thought L was really cute. And I'm like, oh my God,
He is cute.
He is cute, but some people say he's stinky. He's stinky looking and he's just like, if you hooked up with him, you'd get a yeast infection.
He does give smidge stinky vibes. But it's just because he's at a PC.
Yeah, it's just because he's at a PC, right? Anyway, I was jealous of guys before because I'm like, they look so cool with their hair and like being all lanky and tall. Like, I wish I could do that.
Lanky and tall.
Yeah, no, I was like, fuck, I'm like 5'4" and that can't be me. So I like being feminine.
I love that. Have you ever had a private or public relationship? Like, how do you feel about those?
I had a public relationship once and, you
guys posted photos together?
We did. We posted photos together, but it was when I didn't have as much followers, but then time went on and then I started getting more and people started finding him. And then when he ultimately cheated on me, I was like 19. Okay, so cut me some slack, but I put online like, this motherfucker cheated on me, I hate him. And after that, people just started looking at the relationship under a microscope.
Yeah.
And after that, I was like, oh, I actually don't like this. It's not worth people throwing hate at him. So I'm gonna keep everything private. And till this day, I'm not gonna say any of like my hookups or people who I want to be in a relationship. Like I wanna keep all of that private.
Yeah.
What about you? How do you feel about public and private relationships? Or what's your experience publicizing a relationship?
Oh my God. Okay, yeah, I've had, before I was a streamer, I was in a relationship. I've had long relationships and this guy also cheated on me. I got back together with him because I was stupid.
Oh, it's okay. I got back with the
feel
person
like
who cheated on me.
Younger,
I know.
You just want what's comfortable.
Yeah.
And there's something about wanting someone that doesn't want you for some reason.
It's limerence or something. It's like an obsession.
Yeah. And just the fear of being alone too, I think was 100%. A big one. But yeah, that was, I was used to kind of just, when I'm in a relationship, was like proud about it.
Yeah.
Post about it, blah, blah,
of
blah.
Course.
And then I started streaming and I was also in another on and off 5-year relationship with a guy. And yeah, having it public was not fun because people get really invested. People start looking at it with binoculars, like, oh, who did what, what went wrong, blah, blah, blah. And so it just made me realize moving forward from that, really, because we broke up publicly, got back together publicly.
Is this who I'm thinking about?
Yeah. So, yeah, having a public relationship or a public breakup, getting back together, break up again publicly, moving in publicly together, breaking up, being privately together, and then breaking up. I just kind of learned that it's not worth it to have a public relationship unless you're doing it for content. Like, I understand like family channels, some people,
family, couple content and stuff like that.
couple content and stuff, but like if you're not doing couple content,
not worth it.
it's not worth it because people get so invested in if you don't work out. And there's a plethora of reasons for why a relationship's not going to work out. You're just probably not compatible. People change.
I feel
people
like
cheat, apparently.
Yeah, people cheat.
Everyone that's cheated on me has been a man.
Yeah, everyone that's cheated on me has been a man, and I've been with women, and they've just been so graceful to say, this is not working out, or I'm the one that broke up with my ex because I wanted to do other things, but I'm like, you know what, girl, I'm sorry, but we're gonna have to break up, so.
So why do you think people cheat?
Honestly, I feel like a lot of it has to do, I would say that some people just do it for insecurity, they just don't have the balls to tell you, and they just don't have the balls to tell you, like, it's not working out. But why do you think people cheat?
I think people cheat because they're horny. They like the attention of something they don't have. There's just something alluring about something that you're not supposed to. I think some people are into that. You know what I mean? Just like
the taboo of it.
Yeah. And I think some people are afraid to lose what they have. They're afraid of being alone, but maybe they're not happy in the relationship, but they don't want to lose the relationship because it's comfortable.
You know, that's what I feel like. Communication is so important. Because if people were just to communicate that and just say like, hey, I mean, why don't we try something open?
Yeah, you can work on your sex life together.
You can work on it together. You just have to be honest and secure with yourself. But I feel like that's a whole conversation that people aren't ready to have because they have these traits of being possessive, of being insecure, like, oh, what if this person likes me more? Like, you have to trust your partner. Trust is so important.
Have you had, what's the word when there's like more than one partner?
Polyamorous or ENW?
Polyamorous relationship.
I haven't had a I think so. I don't know the difference, but I know there's poly, open, and ENW or ENM. Can you check that? Can you research that, March?
Ethically monogamous.
Yeah.
Or ethically non-monogamous.
Yeah, ethically non-monogamous. Anyway.
Every time you've been in a relationship, it's either been open.
It's been monogamous. Because my partners don't want to do open. I tried to pose that with one of my exes, and he's like, just picturing you with somebody else, even be it man or woman, would not sit right with me, which is fair. I respect that. So I'm like, okay, what about you?
I love that.
Yeah.
Credit card, smash on table. I just love a guy that just, only wants you.
Yeah.
Just literally is dedicated to you. And okay, so we have Googled the difference between ethical non-monogamy and polyamory.
Okay.
So all polyamory is ethical non-monogamy, but I should not be reading this.
So all polyamory is ethical non-monogamy, but all ethical non-monogamy is polyamory.
It's a tongue twister.
Yeah.
Yeah. All polyamory is ethical non-monogamy.
Polyamory
specifically refers to multiple loving relationship, whereas ethical non-monogamy is any arrangement where people have multiple consensual, romantic, sexual, and or intimate connections. Oh, okay.
I would be so afraid of having multiple partners and my partners falling more in love and just leaving me.
That's something that I know that a lot of poly people have to really double down on and talk about in relationships, because the basis of poly is just trust. Like, you have to trust that your partner's not going to do this or do that. And you have to communicate. Yeah.
Communication's so important.
It's so important. But have you ever been in an open relationship?
Yes, I have.
Yeah. Can you tell us about that?
Oh my God. Yeah. Okay. So when I was in my explorative era, I was talking to a guy. He was absolutely incredible. He treated me as if we were in a relationship. Aww. He was very just loving. He was always busy with work and always out of town and stuff. So every time he was in town, he would be with me. And then
Right.
sometimes I would fly to him and be with him when he was like at work. And so it was a great little relationship for a few months, and we weren't official. And
Did
so
you ever catch feelings?
I definitely had feelings for him. I was like, you know, ooh, butterflies. He would always like FaceTime me and leave me voice
that's
memos and
fun.
always answer my call. It literally felt like we were in a relationship. And so after a couple months, I asked him, I was like, hey, what are we?
Yeah. Define the
are we?
relationship.
And he responds with, normally I have a main partner, but when I travel, I think it's fine if we, hook up with other people. And so since I was like, trying to be more explorative, I was open to the idea. I was like, okay, yeah. So that's when I downloaded Raya and was like, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna try to hook up with people. And then I learned it wasn't for me. And then eventually I ended up telling him like, listen, you're incredible, but I don't think an open relationship is for me.
Oh, because at that point,
I learned,
you?
though. I learned what I like. But he was so great, so great. Wow, it was like a fairy tale.
Yeah. So how was your experience with Raya?
Oh yeah. For those that don't know, Raya is a dating app that you have to apply for, and
it's
got like business people on it, people with like high followings and stuff. And
it's invite only.
Yeah, invite only. Honestly, it wasn't bad. I matched with a few people. I talked with a few people on there. Some people I just ended things quickly because I got felt like we weren't compatible.
Did anyone notice you and say like, oh, are you Valkyrae?
No.
Oh,
on
that's
Raya,
great.
no one knew who I was, which was awesome.
Yeah.
It was so cool. And then
wait,
when you go on a date with them, you're like, oh yeah, I'm a streamer. Do you play video games?
How does that conversation go with normies? Are they just like
so
streamer?
Crazy going on dates with people that don't play video games when it's like my life.
Yeah.
Especially
it must have been refreshing then because it's something new.
It was. It's like they're talking about their careers in their field, and it's a whole different thing.
Right.
And, I'm just like listening like, wow, this is the way you live. It's so opposite to mine.
Yeah.
But yeah, every person that I've, saw, or whether I was like talking or actually hooked up with.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't hook up with that many people. It was only like 2.
Yeah.
But it was, I learned a lot about myself, and I learned what I like and what I don't like.
Okay.
So, yeah, I learned I just like being in a relationship.
Okay.
That's supportive.
Did the hookups just do it for you after you were just like, this is not fun anymore? I want something more stimulating to my mind.
Yeah, I've just learned that I'm a personality person. Like I feel like I enjoy sex more when I know them.
I'm starting to realize that too because I did hook up with
really?
one guy. Yeah, and then
it's weird hooking up with someone you don't like.
Yeah, and sex is more fun with someone who you can connect with mentally.
Yeah.
I want to know about the ex that stole your deceased father's coin collection because we covered that in like the first or second episode.
Did we talk about that?
We did.
You
Yeah,
touched
you like
on it.
brought it up briefly, and then
briefly
I saw
touched on it.
comments, and everyone was like, "Rewind. What is she talking about?" So he stole your dad's
let
coin
me
collection.
talk about my ex. I was in a relationship with this guy on and off for 5 years. I loved this man. I thought we were going to get married. I had kid names planned out. When you have like names picked for your kids,
Yeah.
and just
you were
wild
down for
imagination.
him.
Oh, I loved him. I was so, especially because back then when I'm in high school, I was so lonely, and he was everything to me. He was
Yeah.
also incredibly talented. He was an artist. He made
Wow.
music, but
Oh,
as a hobby, he didn't, do anything with it.
right.
But I just was so in love, and he had a friend that loved drugs,
Okay.
and so they ended up getting addicted to heroin. And
Heroin?
Yes, he was jobless for a couple years, and he was living with me at my father's place back then.
Oh my
and-
God. So you're like his sugar mama.
Oh, I was.
Oh my
I
God.
worked a lot when I was after high school and like when I was in college.
Right.
I went to a community college for 4 years. It took me 4 years to finish a 2-year degree because I worked so much that I wanted to space out how often I was going to school.
Yeah.
And so he was living at my dad's place, and his friend convinced him to steal my dad's coin collection and sell it to a auction thrift store place for money for heroin.
Heroin, I feel like it changes your brain chemistry and your decision-making skills. So not to excuse him at all, but if he was doing it a lot at this point, that must have been like a motivator to like, it couldn't connect in his head that it was fucked up. Because that's really fucked up.
I think it was just a really sad time for me because I could tell that he wasn't in love with me anymore, but I loved him so much that I wanted to do whatever I could to support him. That's why I allowed him to stay at my dad's place with me. He definitely like valued drugs. Like he did all sorts of drugs. Like,
did he
all
ever
of
get
them.
you into drugs?
Oh, I definitely have had a drug phase. This is also something I've never talked about ever.
Tell us about it, because as far as I know, you've only done weed.
Yeah. I'm pretty public about me having my weed phase, but yes, I have. I definitely dabbled because he was doing it. I wasn't like, I was experimentative, but I never was addicted to anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, shrooms, acid, Molly.
Oh my God.
Ecstasy.
Wait, how does it?
Yeah.
Can you tell me about that?
Which one?
Okay, so wait, did you say you did acid?
Yes.
I'm curious about that because I know that it's a mind-altering drug.
Yeah.
Were you at a
Not my
festival, or were
thing.
you
No,
with
no, no.
people, or was it all with this guy?
I hated doing drugs at festivals. I did have like a rave phase, but I didn't like doing drugs at raves because it's too much. I'm so paranoid about safety, and I feel like at festivals everyone's on drugs, and
it's
one
overstimulating.
Time,
it's so overstimulating.
It's so, I just have anxiety at festivals like this. And one time, my friend and I, we were at a rave, and this guy came up and ripped her backpack off of her back.
That is so scary.
And he was drugged up too, and he just ran off. And luckily, he ended up throwing her bag because we were chasing him.
Right,
But
you were
like,
chasing him.
I
my
was,
God, good,
I was ready to
good.
fight
I love
him.
that.
I was so mad because
Oh my God,
our debit cards are in there, like our license, everything's in her bag, and he just took it, started booking, and we were alone in a parking lot.
Yeah.
Trying to go back to our car.
You guys were in a parking lot
Yes.
chasing a guy.
Yes, and
oh my God, and you
luckily-
said fight. You said no fight or flight. Like, I'm gonna fight this man.
I don't know if you guys know this place, but it's called the Gorge in Washington. So it's a huge.
Wait, isn't that like a beautiful place?
gorgeous? It's a beautiful.
And someone robbed you?
Outdoor parking lot in the dark, an amphitheater overlooking the gorge. And I was just chasing this guy. Luckily, he just ended up throwing her bag and kept running, which was best case scenario. I was so glad. But it's like stuff like that that makes me so worried about these festivals and stuff. But anyways,
yeah.
back to drugs. I just wanted to be with him so bad. And so I also was more open to, I look at it as my hippie phase. I was very experimental.
Oh my God, to be a fly on the wall during your hippie phase. I see a businesswoman. I see a CEO, a founder. I can't imagine you just relaxing.
I had to get out of a horrible, I was so lonely, so depressed. I hated him. I was in love with him, but I hated the way he treated me. But I was so afraid of being alone. And so I stayed with him. And every time he would break up with me or cheat on me, I would still.
This guy is horrible. He stole from you, cheated on you. Oh my God.
I mean, it was a huge learning lesson. I think, going through all of that added to me being where I am today.
It is.
And I'm so grateful I was never addicted to any of those drugs.
Yeah.
Because I have family members that are all addicted to alcohol.
You said that before.
Did I talk about that too?
You said briefly that your dad was a raging alcoholic, and I was gonna talk about that when we talk about on our other podcast episode.
Yeah.
But so you were around alcoholics, just people doing all of these drugs.
Oh yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
God,
I
it's
just-
crazy how your journey went from being around people who were alcoholics, your ex doing these drugs, and you're in such a different place. Like,
Yeah.
I do commend you for that.
Yeah, no, I'm really happy now. It's crazy because I wish I could go back and tell my little old self, like, hey, just be patient. You're gonna be okay. I mean,
Oh my God, I have
was-
goosebumps because you could have became a product to that environment.
Oh, absolutely.
And a lot of people do. It's super,
absolutely.
I don't
Because it
fault
was
them.
that was the only thing surrounding me was, you know, my ex and my dad's side of the family. Like my half brother, I have 3 half brothers.
You
One
have
of them,
brothers?
yes.
I only
have-
love your sister.
Well, they don't like us. I don't like them. So, but I
Aw.
have 3 half brothers. One of them, my favorite half brother, unfortunately committed suicide. So he's
Oh
no
my
longer with
God.
us. But my other 2 don't talk to us ever since my dad died because they just hate my mom. They think my mom married my dad for money. That's why they just held resentment for so long. And so, am I really gonna go into that? Anyways,
No,
are we
I'm
getting off
listening.
track
I'm
again?
listening.
So one of my half brothers is so addicted to alcohol that during surgery the doctors had to give him alcohol to keep his
To give him alcohol, they didn't.
during surgery to keep his body functioning as it would because
Holy shit, that's so
the
dependent
withdrawal.
on it.
Yes, it was bad, and so that's why I worry about my sister because she loves drinking.
Does
and
she?
yeah, she does, but I'm just hoping that she keeps it at a very manageable level.
She's a bright girl from what you've told me.
Oh, yeah,
she's
she's
very
great.
bright. She's kind, and you know, I don't think that's gonna happen. Plus, she looks up to you so much. So,
Oh, yeah.
and she sees what you guys have gone through.
She's surrounded by really good friends, and so I'm
Yeah.
not worried about her. And she's got an incredible husband now. So one day when we have the sister episode, we'll have both of our
Yeah,
sisters
Angel,
on.
get ready.
We'll just interview them with the
Oh,
craziest
absolutely.
questions.
We're going to obliterate them with the questions.
But yeah, I'm just grateful that I didn't get addicted to anything, and I'm glad it was an experimental 3 years.
3 years of being like going
Mostly,
through that.
I mean, mostly it was weed. Mostly weed. And the other stuff was like dabbling. You know, I don't want people to think like I was just drugged up like crazy the whole time. But
Yeah.
shrooms as well. Acid,
You know-
the mind altering stuff.
I heard people really like shrooms. I've never tried them before, but people say that it's not so much mind altering, it just relaxes you.
It depends on how much you do, really.
Okay.
There was one time where it's crazy looking back at this because I can't believe I did this, but I decided to do shrooms one day by myself.
By yourself?
Yeah. I don't know why I would ever do this, but I
Wait,
did it by
that's
myself.
kind of iconic. You were just
and-
by yourself and you're like, I'm bored.
I'm
Fuck
gonna
it.
do
I'm
shrooms."
gonna do shrooms.
And so at my dad's old house, he lived on a hill, and down the hill was like a pasture of just like grass
Yeah.
and trees and everything, and there was cows and stuff.
Oh,
And so I
sounds
would go down the
beautiful.
hill a lot, and I was on shrooms, and I had 2 dogs and a cat. They followed me the entire time, just walking down the
that's
hill.
So cute.
And
they were watching
I was
you.
so shroomed up. I would like look at them, and it felt like they were waiting for me to be on their level the whole time. That's how high I
Holy
was, bro.
shit.
And then I would like look at the tree, and I would start crying because the tree was like telling me about how sad it was, and I was so
No
sorry for the
way.
tree being so sad. And yeah, it was
That sounds like a really fun experience.
well, you know,
You sound like a video game character. Your dog and your cat were just, I didn't even know you
Yeah.
had a cat.
yeah. I had a cat, a house, family cat, long time ago. I mean, we had lots of pets. We
Yeah.
had llamas before chickens.
You had a llama?
2 llamas. Their names were Coco and Chocolate, and they were assholes.
Wait.
They were rude. They
Pa-
spit on you and they shit everywhere.
Oh my
It is
God, they
not-
spit on you?
Yeah, they sucked. I did not like them.
Wait,
But
did you
we
have a
had
farm?
like in the other house we had a huge backyard farm where we had the chickens, bunnies. We had a saltwater tank,
A
saltwater fish tank. We had parakeets.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was like a little zoo.
That
honestly.
sounds really cute. You were like in your own little cozy farm game.
Yeah, it was crazy. Have you thought about dabbling in hallucinogens?
Can we save this one for the drug?
You want to do like
Podcast?
a full dedicated
Oh.
like drug episode?
Oh yeah,
in the
because
future?
remember, I think on the thing you said mental health, drugs.
Yes. Oh yeah, we
and
could do it for the next one.
Yeah, do it for the next one.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll
But
save it.
I was gonna go back.
Yeah,
and
let's
talk
go
about,
back on topic. Somehow
about-
Somehow this turned into a drug episode.
Oh, I did want to know. So the ex that stole your dad's coin collection. Does he know how bad he fumbled?
Oh,
Because he looked down on you for starting a gaming career, right?
Yeah. I talked about him and like how he kind of like was embarrassed of me gaming and stuff.
You did.
So many years later, he reached out, and
as they do.
He apologized for cheating on me. He apologized for treating me poorly. And I forgave him. And not only did I forgive him, I sent him $5,000 to help him.
Wait, what? Where does that come from? Oh my God, someone get her. Stand up.
No. It's, I just like, like I said, I feel like sometimes when I look at myself now, I feel insanely grateful. I'm too grateful, too much. I'm too grateful. And I feel like because of how shitty he was, I was just glad that it felt like he grew as a person, which was important to me.
Yeah.
I was so glad that it seemed like he was becoming a better person. And I just always look back and I feel like I wouldn't be where I am today if I didn't go through those horrible times. You know what I mean? I learned a lot more about relationships. I learned a lot more about what I like and don't like and what I deserve as a human. And it's not like he didn't ask for money. It's just he vented a lot about a relationship he had after me. And she was insanely abusive towards him. Like, I'm not gonna say karma, but like, I'm not gonna say karma, but he went through some horrible shit after, like it involved cops and him getting like almost stabbed and like some crazy. He met his
match.
He did. It was another person that was addicted to drugs. And it's just like.
He met himself in someone else.
That's what it felt like. It actually felt like
it always happens to people.
Went through what I went through with him. And honestly, I just wanted to help. I just like really appreciated that he apologized with unprovoked. He didn't ask for anything. I don't know. I just want to help.
I feel like that's a testament to how kind and genuine you are, because this is not the first time.
I don't want to be bitter. I don't want to be resentful.
You don't have any of that. You have such a great aura on you, and he should be grateful because because you could go on and completely crucify him for everything that he's done to you, but you are genuinely like one of 5 people that I've met in my life that is genuinely a good person. Like, you don't do anything.
I'm just a girl.
You're just a girl.
I'm not perfect. I mean, I think I'm empathetic.
Yeah.
I think I'm an empathetic person, and I feel like I will always remember that I would never be where I am without the help and the experiences I've had.
Yeah.
Get here. And honestly, I feel like I have imposter syndrome because I feel like I just am a face.
Still?
Right?
Do you still feel like you have it?
Absolutely. Do you not have imposter syndrome?
No, I do. Especially like even going on to this podcast, I was like, I don't know why. Like, I love it here and I love the team and I love you, Ray, so much. But
he loves me.
Yeah. Anyway, I was like, I just feel like I don't deserve this. I don't know why I feel like I'm
undeserving. Because I feel like I don't have talent. I know.
You have so much talent.
You know, maybe we save this for the mental health episode.
Yeah.
Anyways. This whole thing was out. Sexuality. That's right. Okay, sexuality. Oh my God.
Ray, do you have any dating horror stories?
Horror stories?
Yeah, like have you ever met up with somebody and they catfished you, or you met up with somebody and they were just a terrible person?
I'm so glad I haven't been catfished, but it's pretty common. I feel like people are getting catfished all the time.
I got catfished.
What?
I did.
No way.
It was recently too. So you know how I said I'm into like tall, cute nerds?
Yes.
I thought this guy was a nerd. I met him on Raya.
Oh,
And
you're on Raya right
I'm
now.
on Raya, yeah.
This is not sponsored by Raya, by
Yeah,
the way.
this is not
I know
sponsored
we've
by
talked about
Raya.
it so much.
But anyway, I saw his pictures and I'm like, okay, a guy in finance, 6'3", cute, glasses and everything. And I'm like, oh, that's my type. And then I meet him in person and he is like a hilly-billy fuckboy looking dude. And I was like, I met up with him. You know what? This whole story is crazy, right? So he sent me to a trap house party. People were like laying on the floor. There's no furniture everywhere, like anywhere. And I see him and then I'm like, there's something different about this guy. So then I go into the bathroom and I look at myself and I'm like, babe, you don't belong here. Like, you need to go. And I get out.
You did a pep talk?
I pep talk myself because,
Okay.
yeah. And then
I love
I
that.
get out and I look at it and I'm just like, I'm leaving. And then I left and then, you know, he texted me, right? A couple days later. And I was just like, you catfished me. You do not look like your photos. Like, I was expecting a nerd and you look like a fuckboy. And then he sends me 2 pictures of him in glasses and he's like, can you fuck this nerd? And I'm like,
Oh, that's so cringe. Oh my God, that's so cringe.
oh my God,
Yeah,
it was so bad.
Please, if you met someone online, which is how a lot of people are meeting people nowadays, is online.
Yeah.
And honestly, there's no shame in using dating apps. If that's how, just be careful, please. Be
There's
careful.
no shame in it, but God.
FaceTime, honestly,
I know.
photos, you're gonna get catfished, okay? Be careful. Make sure you FaceTime them. Make sure you have proof that you are talking to who you think you're talking to.
Yeah, for sure.
Alyssa.
Yeah, no, you know what? I have no excuse for that. Cut me some slack because I was just like, I'm horny and I matched with this cute nerd and we're gonna get down. Listen, he was still cute. I will say that he was still cute. He just didn't match. Like, I need the glasses. I need the
Must have
suit.
glasses.
I need the suit and whatnot. And that just didn't do it for me. So yeah.
But now you know what you like.
Yeah.
So, with all these hookups, how often do you get tested?
I get tested immediately after.
Yeah, right?
Immediately after, yeah, because I don't trust men when they're like, it's okay, I'm clean, I'm good. I feel like something in my body just says, girl, go get tested.
I think this is a good PSA for everybody.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
If you're
Take the floor.
hooking up with people, you have to get tested. Don't trust what this person you just met is saying.
Don't trust what they're saying. Yeah,
People
man
are
or
just
woman.
horny. They just want to hook up. They
just
just
wanna
want
hook
to fuck you. Okay?
They really do.
And so don't believe them in their sweet words and charming attitude. Okay?
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Oh my God.
Tell
Okay,
me.
one time,
Take the floor.
I'm pissed. I forgot about this.
Why are you so cute?
I'm so mad. Actually, I'm so
Aw.
mad. Listen,
She's
Okay,
mad.
guys, listen.
She's
This
so
is actually, it's pissed me off so much. So there was this guy that I was hooking up with.
Right.
And I told him, I was like, listen, I'm switching my birth control. Okay? Don't come in me.
What? Wait, is this where it's going?
Oh,
or I
it's
think it's
going there, bro. This motherfucker, he just straight up busted me. And
Oh my God.
I was so pissed. I threw him off. I was like, you're taking me to CVS right now. We're getting
a
plan B.
Oh my God, he was trying to trap you. He was trying to fucking trap you.
Oh my God, I was
Oh
livid. And
my God, that is not
I
consensual.
never felt more disrespected in my life. Actually, I felt more disrespected. But it was like,
What if
I
that's
told
violation?
him, I was like, we can't, we need to be safer, pull out method. Not that that's safe or anything, guys, but
Yeah,
but
honestly, I hate condoms.
dude, okay.
Yeah, I'm just like,
I do feel like the pull out method just works.
it works. I've had a scare once before. You can't really trust. It's not foolproof, but
It's not.
nothing's better than raw.
Nothing, even if you're on birth control, it's not guaranteed, okay? Please be safe.
Yeah.
But if
Please
you've
be
got
safe,
a
but
condom,
honestly,
birth control, and
oh, that's doing
the
so much
pull-out
though.
method, you're safe. And you get tested.
Yeah, absolutely. Get tested. It's so important. You don't want to be a selfish person, that's why.
I
Come
was
on now.
so mad. I mean, he was very apologetic afterwards, but
I know, no, but
it like
that's-
ruined it for me. You know what I mean? I was like, I can't.
He was only apologetic because the deed was done. He
I was like,
wasn't really sorry.
How
He was
can
just
you not have any self-control or respect for me to be able to just bust off willy-nilly like that? That's crazy, isn't it?
Some guys just think with their cock. I swear to God.
Is that true, guys? For the men watching,
Men definitely think with their dick more
Yeah.
often than they should, for sure. 100%.
Yeah.
Men are trash.
I swear our upcoming episodes are not going to be
I mean,
this raunchy.
it's true. I'm a guy, and I'm telling you, like, men
Yeah,
are trash.
it-
I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
Anyway, so that happened. That would probably be like the worst.
So you were on birth control, or you were switching birth
I was
control?
switching, so I wasn't confident that I was fully protected. Not that you could ever be fully protected from
Yeah.
anything, but you know, like when you switch, there's like a period where you have to wait for it to like kick in and all that.
Yeah.
So, I let him know.
And did you just dead the relationship after that? I'm assuming.
I did. Yeah. I was
How long
like,
were you guys talking for? Like,
we were solid for like 4 months.
and he still violated your boundaries. Honestly, that's
He
disgusting.
phrased
I'm
it
so
like
sorry.
it was an accident, but like I don't.
It
think-
wasn't an accident. He knows.
I think you just don't have the willpower at that
No,
point.
take accountability. He knows what he was doing, and he still did it because he valued his comfort more than your boundaries.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that it was. I'm glad that that's.
Yeah, it's a
not a thing
learning
anymore.
experience. I think that's also another reason why I just like being in a relationship, because you never know how you're meeting someone, you're talking to them, and then they just like do something that's such an ick. That was the biggest ick of all time.
Yeah.
What are your icks?
My ex.
Mhm.
Ooh. I hope my roster isn't watching this, but I hate it when men send me selfies. I hate it when they send me too many emojis, and I hate it when they're always texting me. Like, get it together. What are
Wait,
your
maybe you should tell your roster to.
Yeah, I just,
Maybe they should watch this and take notes.
yeah, but thankfully doesn't do any of that. So you don't need to.
Okay, all right. So we need to cut that out.
No, he's so great. We barely text each other. We're great in person. He doesn't send me fucking selfies. Like this drummer in a band, we can cut this out. and
We
fall-
should just bleep his name.
No,
I'd be
oh,
like,
yeah,
Okay,
we
that'd
should
be funny. Let's bleep
it.
his
Yeah,
name.
there's this guy who sends me selfies and I didn't reply, and then they always follow up with like, wasn't good enough, wasn't this and that. And
Oh.
I'm just like, ew, shut the fuck up. Like
That's an ick.
It's giving bitch. Like, don't do that, please.
That is an ick.
It's an ick. But your hiccups are so
God.
cute.
I'm having stress hiccups. I got all heated, stressed out from this conversation. Holy
I
moly.
have to think of more of my icks, but I have a lot of
oh,
I have
I
a
got
lot of icks. Can you tell
icks.
us your icks and we could just bounce off icks?
Bouncing off of icks.
Yeah.
Gosh, I'm trying to think of my biggest one. Like, okay, this
Think
is
about it,
probably
yeah.
out of order.
Yeah.
Out
Do
of
your
order.
thing.
I just hate when it might not seem like a big deal to some people, but I just hate when people eat with their mouth open.
Yeah. That's such
It
an
actually
ick.
disgusts me and it makes me not want to be your friend anymore. It's so gross.
So this is an ick for friends and partners.
Yeah, just I guess in general. Yeah.
Yeah.
But imagine you're on a date and he's just like chewing
It
loudly in your
Ooh,
ear.
yeah, that would be an ick for me too because it's
do
like
agree with
have
the
some
texting stuff.
decorum.
The texting thing's a big one. Like
Yeah,
when they expect you to respond instantly.
Exactly.
And
like this is
you're-
for girls only.
You're
Like why are you
busy.
You're busy.
doing stuff. Or you don't have your phone. Like they should assume that you're busy or, you know.
Have you had experience with guys that get irritated with you because you're not texting back fast?
I've had experiences with girls doing that to me.
Really? Like
yes,
friends?
I cut off a friendship in high school because I was so mean. We got in a fight because she got mad at me because I wasn't texting her back fast enough.
Ooh,
and-
it's giving possessive,
Yes,
codependent.
It
But
just
you know what?
bothered me, and so I literally yelled at her. I used to yell a lot back in the day.
I used to yell a lot too. I will say that, and it's not healthy.
It's
you,
not.
You shouldn't do that.
Yelling
to people.
doesn't help anything.
It doesn't.
But I yelled at her and I was like, "What are you, my boyfriend?" I said that to her. I was like, "Leave me the fuck alone."
Oh my god.
And then I stopped the
Aw.
friendship because it's like she wanted so much more than I can offer or give. And admittedly, I like my alone time. I like sitting at home. I like having no pants on, playing World of Warcraft.
Oh my God, we talked about fucking and sex.
Dude,
and
we talked about everything this episode.
Can we talk about what your type is?
Yes.
I feel like that's something people would be interested in.
My type.
What are you attracted to physically,
it's
mentally? Can you tell us?
Crazy because I've dated an array of men. I've dated a variety of people that are not the same at all. I've dated super jacked, super into working out and health type of guy.
Yeah.
I've dated scrawny, tall, nerdy man that only plays video games.
What's your favorite though? What was
My
something that gets you
favorite-
going and you look at them and you're just like, that's the one for me. That's my type.
And not looks or just like
I guess
personality?
any. Okay,
Anything?
let's do looks first.
Looks first. Everyone I've seen has been so different.
Okay,
I think it's just
that's fair.
I think it is more like a personality thing, like how they act. If it's not cringe,
Yeah.
I do view them more attractive than. I know this is a fact because I've dated people in the past that everyone thinks is so freaking ugly, and
Oh no.
but I think they're so hot.
yeah.
But then later on, after we break up, I can look back and be like, oh wow, you're right. They were kind of ugly. But you don't see it when you're
You don't
like,
see because you're
have
like love
butterflies.
blind. You know,
Yeah.
people have said the same
Oh.
thing about some of my exes
I have
too.
love blindness. When I am in love, I just love, love, love. I
You love hard, loyal to a fault.
I really do. Looks wise, I think it really does depend on personality and how we vibe together. But I've dated people that have, you know, they make music or they do art
Yeah.
or they play games or they don't play games. I've dated people that do sports,
Yeah.
which is crazy to think about.
That is
because,
crazy. So
yeah.
you dated an athlete?
Yeah, I've dated an
Oh,
athlete.
wow.
Not a real athlete, but like a high
Oh.
school athlete,
Oh,
you know?
okay. I was like, all
Not
right,
like a
NFL, NBA.
No, not
what
a
do they call them?
professional
She was a wag.
athlete.
I think that's what it's called.
What is that?
A wag is like wife. I don't know the official term, but I know that it means that they're like the wife of like some famous athlete or something.
Oh.
Like
Wife?
Messi's wife would be considered a wag. She's really hot. Or
wag.
Cristiano Ronaldo's wife. I think her name's Gianna or something.
Oh yeah.
Wag.
Pretty. Wag.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it just depends on how we vibe. I mean, over time, obviously, now that I've had really bad relationships, I know what works with me. I need someone that is supportive of my work because I work a lot. I love working. I'm a Capricorn, man.
I know that you
Through
said,
and through.
yeah, completely. I know that you said that even your work has made other men feel emasculated.
Yeah.
So they have to work with the fact that you like making money, you're a businesswoman, and you're fucking busy. So they can't be too clingy.
Yeah. I need someone that is just as busy or understands, you know?
Yeah,
Just-
exactly.
And I like a guy that can chill the way that I like to chill.
Yeah.
I like just watching anime and sitting at home and not going out. But like, I'll go out every once in a while, but probably not.
So
But
you can't date somebody who's always like, I need to go on a hike. I want to go to this country. I want to do this. I want to like, you can't date
I'm
somebody.
down. I have dated people that like to travel a lot or like to be more active.
Right.
And I definitely am persuadable. You
Yeah.
know, when I love a guy, I'll do it. You know, all of a sudden I'm more artsy or
Oh,
more.
that's so cute.
One of my exes, a long, long time ago, his whole family was into hardcore metal music. And so we would go
Oh,
to
wow.
concerts with his family. His family had a minivan and he had 4 other siblings. So it was 5 kids, mom and dad, all listening to metal music. And we would just go to concerts
Wow.
every weekend.
So you had like an emo girl phase.
Oh yeah,
You had that
I had
I
my
didn't.
emo phase.
Oh my
Literally
God.
gone to Warped Tour many times.
Oh my God, dude, you lived so many lives. That's insane.
I
I
really
never knew that.
have. I'm a sponge, I think.
You are. You're
I
very
kinda just-
adaptable to your environment. I think
Yeah.
that's why also you make for a really good like businesswoman because you could just work with a plethora of people.
Mhm. Yeah. What
Yeah.
about you? What are your types besides
So,
tall, nerdy, cute man?
Um,
Like personality-wise.
personality-wise, I like somebody who is creative. I've dated people who weren't creative, and I'm also like a sponge in the regard to this person just likes watching sports, or this person just likes doing something that's not really what I like to do, and then I kind of abandon my passions and stuff just so then I can absorb what they like. So
Oh yeah.
and I don't like that because my creativity is everything to me. I'm an artist. I create a lot of cute shit. So I want to be with somebody who who nurtures that and sees value in it. So definitely I would love someone creative, who's ambitious and motivated, because someone who's just super complacent or doesn't really have any real goals, like I said,
boring.
it's boring. And it is.
Men that are watching, and girls too, but mostly men.
Yeah.
Like having hobbies and having things that interest you, and it's fun. It's also, you know, you're more compatible with someone that has the same type of things that they like. So.
Yeah, exactly. And having your own sense of self and individuality is super important, because I just want to. I was gonna go somewhere. I was gonna go somewhere with that, but then I just blinked out. But anyway, individuality, super important. Have your own hobbies. So that's where I was gonna go. Don't be super clingy. Yeah. Like, just have your own thing going on, and then I'll support you. But I think those are inconsiderate and positive. I dated somebody who was really negative, like talk shit about a lot of people, talk shit. And then, you know, if they do it to other people, sooner than later, it's gonna start going on to you, and they're gonna criticize you, and you're just not gonna feel good about yourself. So I love someone who's positive as well, because I'm pretty positive myself.
You are very positive. Ugh, God, it's so stressful. You can tell, like, if you date someone that is always talking shit about other people. Like, one time after I got back with one of my exes that cheated on me, I went through his DMs, obviously, because I didn't trust him anymore. I don't do that anymore. Yeah. But because I do think if you get in a new relationship with someone, you should definitely have a clean slate. Don't just trust your new partner because you've been mistreated in the past by someone else. Yeah.
Give them a fair chance.
Yeah. If you do, then you're not ready for a relationship.
But this is somebody you got back with.
Yes, yeah. So I got back with one of my exes, and after they cheated on me, and I went through the DMs, and they were talking shit about me to other girls.
Pause. I am for looking through phones in this case, because I feel like people have shamed women and their intuition, and girls know when something's up.
When you have a gut feeling.
Trust it. Look through the phone. I mean, obviously, you can't be crazy about it and just check it every day, like when it's not wanted. When you know. So completely. Sorry. Go on. So he was talking shit about you.
He was talking shit about me to other girls after we had got back together, after he cheated on me, and
It's projection. It's
dude,
just
this guy. We got back together, right? And then he comes out to me and is like, hey, I just want to let you know I held hands with this girl. A week later, he's like, I kissed this girl, same girl.
Oh, this bitch, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, Lisa knows. And then a week later, he's like, oh, okay, we did have sex. And it's like, you lied to me over and over and over again.
Why couldn't he just come clean? Like, just be honest. You're not going to die from it.
Might as well have, honestly. Yeah. It's just so cowardly. I think it's so scummy and cowardly. To cheat, it's so pathetic, bro. Have you ever cheated?
I've never cheated.
Okay.
Not a day in my life. Like, I would, if I ever had those feelings of like, I want to be with somebody else, I will always break up with them first.
Yeah, communicate that you're losing interest, or if you really don't see a future with them, then you need to break it off.
You need to break it off, and that's just the respectful thing to do. You don't need to cheat. I don't know why so many people are scared of just breaking up with a person. Just do it.
Yeah.
That's what they deserve. You were in a relationship with this guy for a long time. You at least deserve that. Yeah. And for him to talk shit about you. And you know what? The same thing happened to me with one of my exes.
It's so
He was in an incel group chat talking shit about me.
We really talked about way too much on this episode. I think we just kind of ripped off the Band-Aid. Yeah. We talked about all the sex. We leaked things. You came out to your parents in this podcast.
My family.
I also talked about how I hooked up with a girl when I was 10. Wild. This is crazy. Right?
Oh, can I jump in and just talk about, because I did get cheated on, like, officially. I want to insert that.
Okay, yeah.
So there was this one time when I did get cheated on, because I think I briefly talked about it with the other person. But anyway, so he cheated on me when I was really sick. So I had to get the IUD, the copper IUD, right? And when you get that, it's like this whole big thing that gets shoved into your uterus.
Yeah.
It's a very medieval process. That's for another episode though, about like how
The next episode, actually.
Yeah, the next episode. But anyway, I was bleeding profusely for months.
Months?
And yeah, for months. It was really bad. Anyway, so I looked really sick. I was in and out of the hospital. And he cheated on me while I was going through all this. And the reason why he cheated on me, and it's because you stopped dressing up and looking pretty. Yeah. And
He does not deserve you. He doesn't deserve anyone.
I know,
That's crazy.
right? It was crazy. And the crazy thing is when I got confronted about it, because he didn't tell me he cheated. So the girl he cheated on me with, her cousin DM'd me and she's like, hey, is this your man? And I was like, oh my God, that's my boyfriend. Like, yeah, super happy about it. And then she replies to it and says, oh, well, he told my younger cousin that he wants to fuck her. And I was like, and hang out and stuff. And I was like, what? That's
Honestly,
yeah. And then
that's a girl's girl right there.
That is a girl's
letting
girl.
you know.
It is. And then when I confronted him about it, he looked me in the eyes and he was like, did you two conspire against me?
Okay, so he's a narcissist.
Yeah,
He
exactly.
thinks everything's about him.
No, exactly. And I'm like, oh my God. So that was my story with getting cheated on. It was terrible, but yeah. And unfortunately, I did get back with him.
We the same.
Yeah.
We learn though. Never
Yeah.
again. I'm telling you, if it doesn't work out the first time, it's probably not going to work out again unless you
Yeah.
both really change and work on things that the partner is asking for, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, we should wrap this episode up for sure. This was a wild one. I'm sure our future episodes will not be as
Yeah. Everything was out on the table.
raunchy. We really threw it all. We threw it up.
Yeah, we did. I'm
tossed-
kind of scared to watch this. I might not watch it. I'm just gonna.
Wait, really?
No, well, I like blacked out. I was just saying sex, dick, pussy.
It was gross. This
Yeah.
episode was not professional.
It
No,
wasn't,
no.
but
It was.
Well,
it was good.
we were being real.
we were being real. This is us.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Yeah, this is our raw, authentic self, I guess.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, are you ready to go? Are you hungry?
I'm hungry. Let's go.
Okay, let's go. I'm starving. You didn't finish your matcha.
I know.
Oh, did you flash to everybody?
I don't think so. I hope not.